The fourth generation of Lenovo's multimedia laptop ThinkPad X1 Extreme introduces vapor chamber cooling to the series and enables more powerful GPUs, but is the GeForce RTX 3080 really worth the premium, and is there a noticeable advantage over the RTX 3070? Our test unit is equipped with the Core i9-11950H, which supports Intel's vPro technology. The processor can reach a maximum clock of 5.0 GHz on one core and up to 4.5 GHz when you stress all cores, respectively. We saw a maximum clock of 4.9 GHz during the benchmarks for one core and 4.4 GHz for all 8 cores, which results in a power consumption of 100 watts. This value can only be maintained for a brief period and the device has to be cold. Otherwise the maximum TDP is limited to 80 watts. Both values quickly drop under sustained workloads and the processor will level off at little more than 60 watts. The BIOS update to version 1.13 improved the situation a bit and the performance was lower before. All in all, decent results, but this means the Core i9 only has an advantage in very short peak load scenarios or when you stress one core, but it is not much faster than the supposedly slower Core i7 chips in sustained workloads. Similar to our previous test models of the X1 Extreme G4 and P1 G4, we monitored severe graphics issues when the device woke up from standby and sometimes even when we launched 3D applications or attached external monitors. This required a restart of the device and it seemed to be connected to the iGPU drivers. In the end, we still managed to find a solution for the GPU bug. You just have to activate the option, Panel Self-Refresh, in Intel's drivers control panel to get rid of it. While the third generation of the ThinkPad X1 Extreme was only available with mid-range GPUs, Lenovo is now able to implement more powerful NVIDIA RTX GPUs thanks to the vapor chamber cooling. The fastest option is the RTX 3080, which is also inside our review unit. However, it is the 90 watts model and therefore one of the slowest RTX 3080 versions. We see a maximum core clock of 1425 MHz in the benchmarks. This is not much faster than the RTX 3070 we tested in the workstation counterpart ThinkPad P1 G4, but the RTX 3080 has the advantage of 16 GB VRAM. The benchmarks show that the RTX 3080 in the X1 Extreme is about 15 to 20% slower than the average results for this GPU, and it is actually just slightly faster than the RTX 3070 in the ThinkPad P1 G4. This means the RTX 3080 only makes sense when you can utilize the larger VRAM. Gaming is obviously possible on the X1 Extreme G4, but the performance once again does not really meet the expectations for the RTX 3080 and the overall performance is very similar to the RTX 3070 in the ThinkPad P1 G4. Subjectively, the fans of the X1 Extreme G4 will kick in sooner after the BIOS update and you can almost always hear a quiet murmur while idling, at least when you use the best performance setting of Windows. We recommend you shift the performance slider one setting to the left to better performance for everyday tasks, where the device is noticeable quieter. The X1 Extreme G4 does not have any temperature problems during everyday tasks and light workloads, but you should not put it on your lap while gaming or when you really stress the machine. Neither the Core i9-11950H, nor the GeForce RTX 3080 are really convincing in the case of the X1 Extreme G4. The performance is not bad, but the results are hardly better compared to the Core i7-11850H and the GeForce RTX 3070 with the same power limits in the ThinkPad P1 G4. The 4K touchscreen, which we have already reviewed in the less powerful configuration of the ThinkPad X1 Extreme G4, consumes a lot of power and affects the battery runtime. We did not manage more than 7 hours from the 90 watt-hours battery, and even much less when you use the full panel brightness. If you need longer battery run times, you should select the default WQHD screen. If you want to learn more about the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Extreme G4, visit our detailed review on notebookcheck.net. Thanks for watching.